Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'll be sharing with you a requested tutorial on how to make a cup corset bust caging. So if this is something you like, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. So let's dive right into today's video. So to start, we are going to go ahead to draft out our basic corset cup, and here is my pattern that we are going to use to cut it out. So we want to make this from scratch. So after marking this, the next step I will mark is my nipple to nipple divided by 2. Remember, we have already marked our basic measurement, which includes our shoulder to bust, under bust, and I added few inches after the under bust. After this, mark your nipple to nipple divided by 2. Mine is 3.5 inches and I will connect. After that, I'll go ahead to mark a dart intake of 1 inch on both sides. If you're a plus size, go ahead to use 1.5 inches and connect. Now I'll connect from that under bust to my bust, and also go ahead to connect on the other side. So after I'm done connecting this, you want to determine where your cup will start. For me, I'm using 2 inches. You can use 1.5. So I decided to use 2 inches today. So now after this, you're going to extend your nipple to nipple line to the upper part mark, and you're going to connect. After you're done doing that, you want to go ahead and mark your dart intake. I'll be marking 1 inch on both sides. If you're plus size, go ahead and use 1.5 inches at both sides also, or you can go ahead to calculate yours if you don't want to use this measurement. So after I'm done connecting, I'll use my marker to outline. Then I will come in by ½ inch from my chest line, place my curve drill, and I'll go ahead to connect. After I'm done connecting, I'll connect this to the upper part of my cup this way. And after I'm done connecting my cup, the next step I'm going to take is to mark out my cup on the other side. So I'll mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2 plus half. So mine is 3.5 plus half. I have 4 inches, so I went ahead to connect. So from this point, I'll go ahead to connect all the way to the armhole. After I'm done connecting, I'll go ahead to insert my measurement because I want to add a bust dart to this pattern. So I'll mark my bust circumference divided by 4, measure the dart intake, replace and add ½ inch because we are not sewing this pattern. Mark my under bust circumference divided by 4, measure the dart intake, replace and add my sewing allowance. Take whatever measurement I have there all the way to the lower part. So for my bust dart is 1.5 inches. How to get this is the difference between your shoulder to waist in front and your shoulder to waist at the back. My shoulder to waist in front is 17 inches. My shoulder to waist at the back is 15.5. So if you take 15.5 from 17, you have 1.5 inches. So I'll just go ahead and cut, and I will be blending out this part. So I'll go ahead to cut out my cup. So I like using a fresh base for my cup. So after I was done cutting out this cup, I'll go ahead to measure my dart. Make sure you measure that. And another measurement you need to take is your cup radius. So what I'll do now is I'll place my tape and I will mark from my bust point, measure my bust point to the upper part of my cup on one side, measure from my bust point to the lower part of my cup. So that same measurement, I'll go ahead to take it on the other side of the cup. So this way, if you have the same measurement, when you're joining your cup, you're not going to have any issue. So sorry, the brightness was too much here and I did not realize it when I was recording. So you're going to place your cup together this way and you're going to tape it up. So I want to make my cup a 3-part cup. It's easier to do a bust caging on this, and it will be easier for you to get a curve with this 3-part corset. So I'll go ahead to draw out connecting on the other side. So whatever I'm drawing out, I'll make sure that it has a curve on it. With that way, it will be easier for me to cage on this. So I'll label the upper part as A, the lower part as B, and the other side as C. So you want to make sure that what you have on the B at the center and what you have on the C, when you join it, it will be matching up. So after this, I'll go ahead and cut out my cup. So this is what I have. I'll place this on a pattern. I will be cutting it out. So I added 1/2 inch all the way around on my cup, as you can see. So on the main fabric, I ironed stay on it. I ironed a cotton stay on it. So also on the other part I did so. So for the parts that I'm going to cage, I did not iron any stay. You can also iron stay on it if you wish to, because you still iron an interfacing on it again, but I'm going to be ironing a peplum stay on it, so that's why I did not iron an stay. So now you want to place this your cup, and you're going to be joining it with 1/2 inch. After you're done joining it with 1/2 inch on this other part, you're also going to join yours with 1/2 inch this way. At that point, your cup mates, go ahead to join with 1/2 inch. After I'm done joining, I'll also join the other part, but before doing that, I'll iron a peplum stay on it. I'm using a peplum stay because it's easier for you to get a curve with this, especially if you're a beginner and you're finding it easy when you iron probably an stay to the part you want to cage and then iron a soft wadding. So if you're having issues with getting a curve, just go ahead and use a peplum stay to make it stable here, and it will be easier for you to cage with. So after I was done ironing, this is what it looks like, and now I'll go ahead to start joining my cup. So I'll be joining my cup with 1/2 inch. I'll go ahead and place it this way. You can go ahead to pin down if you find it difficult to join. So after I was done joining, I'm going to go ahead to open it up. Now I'm going to join the upper part of my cup. If you notice, I'm having a curve already, so this is the effect of the 3-part corset. So I'm just going to place, and I will stitch this down also with 1/2 inch. So most of this video will be here, we'll be stitching it down together. So now I'll go ahead and stitch this with 1/2 inch, joining to the end. And if you notice, on this outer part of the cup, I had to pin it before stitching. So I'll go ahead to remove the pin. Opening my cup, you can notice that the curve is out already. So what I will do is to trim the excess I have, that is from the joining, and this is my boning. The boning I'm using is 0.25. so if you're a beginner and you don't want to have issue, please avoid any other size of boning. Just go ahead and use the 0.25. So before I'll start, I'll go ahead and mark 0.75 round my cup, so that by the time I use 1/2 inch to join, at least I'll have 0.25 space on top, especially if you're doing a yoke placement to attach your yoke to your corset. So now I'll just go ahead and draw out a curve round this, following the line. So after I'm done drawing this, we'll start caging. So go ahead to tape up the mouth of your boning, and you're going to follow that line. So first, I'm just going to sew it round, and I won't top stitch it the second time. So I'll be doing the second stitching when I'm done sewing with the boning. So now I'll start following the curve, and if you're finding it difficult to do this, just sew it gently. So I'm just going to continue sewing, following the shape I have there. So if you're using a 0.25 boning, you notice that you have ease when you're turning the boning, unlike the normal size of the boning where it is quite difficult for you to work with. So I'll just continue sewing till I get to that line. So before reaching that line, I'll go ahead to cut out, because I'm also going to tape the mouth of this part of my boning. So I didn't cut it out initially, so that I'll be sure where it will be stopping. So after this, I'll just go ahead and I will tape it up. After taping this up, I will continue with the sewing. So after I'm done sewing, the next part is the upper part. So take your boning, and you're going to lift that first boning that you sewed and put this boning underneath it this way. Now you're going to start stitching, and you're going to get to the other side of the cup. If you notice, we didn't top stitch the first boning again, it was just the first sewing that we did. So after that, lift your boning again and put it underneath it, and go ahead to stitch. After this, you now want to go ahead to draw out the other side. So I'll just go ahead and draw out a curve, and after this I'll go for the second curve. So after I was done caging, I wasn't okay with what I had, so I had to add an extra row to this. So another point to note is that when you're marking this, make sure it's not in a straight form. Make sure it's a bit curvy. And also for this line, I'll go ahead to mark and I'll connect. So now it's time to start caging. So I'll lift up my boning and pass this underneath it. That is, that first boning that you sewed, you're going to lift it up and push in this boning underneath it, and then you will start sewing now. So sew carefully, and if you're finding it difficult, just sew gently following the curve. So when getting to the end, just cut this out, not in a straight form but in a slanted form. So what you will do is you will push this inside now, and you're going to top stitch. So after sewing this, I'll cut this off and I'll go ahead to top stitch this now. So the first boning we sewed round, we did not top stitch. We'll top stitch that much later. So here you will lift that boning up again. That is the first boning that you sewed. You will lift it up and pass your boning underneath it. Now at this point, you're going to push in your boning so that it will give this point a curve. You won't just place it straight. You're going to push it in and you're going to sew. So when you get to a point, now you're going to place and you're going to cut this out slanted again. So before continuing to sew, you're going to put this inside and push it. Like when you're cutting, you won't cut exactly the size of where the curve is. You cut like extra ½ inch and then push it in. With that way, it will push your cup, creating more curves. So for this part, I'll push my boning underneath. Remember, we didn't top stitch, and then you're going to push your boning so that it will create like a curve. Don't place it straight as if you're forcing it on the fabric. Now you're going to go ahead to top stitch. So when you're getting to the lower part again, you're going to stop. Now you're going to cut this out. Remember, just like I said, you cut it in a slanted form, and you not cut exactly the size you have on the measurement of your corset cup. Now you're cutting like extra ½ or 1 inch there so that you fix or push it in into that other first boning. So with that way, you're going to create a curve on your cup this way. So I'll go ahead and top stitch on it, and after I'm done top stitching, this is what I have. Now we'll go over to the next one. I'll go ahead and push my boning again into the first part, and then force it, like push it in as if you want to force the boning into that space. Just like I said, at least have extra ½ inch or 1 inch more than the actual length, and then you're going to push it and then top stitch on it. So after sewing on it, I'll go ahead and stitch on the other side also. So after I'm done stitching, it's time to also repeat the same thing on this other side of the cup. Just like I said, you're going to cut at least something that is not exactly the shape, force it or push it inside, and then you're going to sew on it. So as you're cutting out like extra ½ inch, 1 inch that is not the size, and you force it into the cup, with that way it will push out the cup and give it that curve. So what I'll do next is now to go ahead and to top stitch my cup all the way around. So after I'm done, so on the lower part of my cup, I'm not really okay with what I have, so I will want to add another boning to that side. So I'll go ahead to open up the stitch I made there a little so that I can put in another boning. So I'll start sewing. So while sewing this, I went ahead to notch it so that at this part I'll have enough curve. So it was difficult to actually sew here. So if you're having that issue, all you have to do is notch your boning, and then it will be easier for you to create a curve. And I'll cut this out and also top stitch on it. So after I was done sewing, this is the result of the cup. So my bust is on the smaller size, which is 33, and we are having this cup. So imagine working for someone with a bigger busts and you're using this method, you're going to have a much deeper cup. So what I'm going to do now is to go ahead to flesh this. So there are several methods to flesh this. You can use your fiber, you can cut layers of estee, like 5 layers of estee, and use it. And you can also use your light wadding, cut about 2 layers or 1 layer depending on what you want. So I have a wadding at home. I'll go ahead to cut this out, and when you're attaching, please, you're going to add a hemming gum underneath it. So I forgot to video where I was actually doing that. So this is me ironing it. I had to place another fabric on it to avoid it gumming to my iron. So after ironing, you're going to trim out, leaving out about 1/2 inch round your cup now, and you're going to trim this after you're done trimming. So I'll go ahead and I will re-iron my cup, and after re-ironing my cup, we'll be joining it to the caged part of the corset. But before that, you're still going to iron. So I'll go ahead to turn my cup this way, and I will place another fabric on it just to make sure it doesn't stain my cup. And after I'm done ironing, this is you molding your cup. So ironing helps you mold your cup. So now I'll take this part and I'll place on it, and I'll be stitching with 1/2 inch on top, leaving 1/2 inch on both sides also. So you can go ahead and stitch to the end if you want, but I want to go ahead to turn my cup and fold it in. So after this, I'll just go ahead fold this in with 1/2 inch. So you can go ahead to top stitch round, or if you don't want this, just go ahead and leave your cup that way. That is, you're going to pipe it after you're done attaching. So there are different ways to attach your cup to a corset. So I went ahead to top stitch, and this is what I have. So now you're going to actually mold your cup, which means you're going to use your tailor's ham, place your cup, and you're going to start ironing. This part is one of the important parts in your corset cup caging. It's very important for you to iron out. So I'll go ahead and iron out my cup, and if you iron it, you notice that the more you iron, the deeper your cup gets. So at this point, if you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead and hit on the subscribe button. So if you notice, I'm folding my cup over this way and I'm placing it to iron. This is to mold the upper part to be a bit curvy or deeper. So after I was done, this is the final result of my cup. If you find this very interesting and educative, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and join us in our next video.